even further beyond!
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm trying to upgrade the wardrobe. I got a new hat. I'm trying to buy new hats so I don't have to keep wearing the same hats again. But my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, we're going to be doing a best team of the month. We're in the month of July, going into the month of August. So this is going to be for the end of July, meaning that the video is for July and not August. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. I need to put out a few things before we actually get into the video, especially for those that have never watched this series that I do every single month. For one, none of the teams are in order. So the team that's number 3, number 4, number 5 could be better than the team that's number 1 or 2. It's not in order because a lot of the time, even though there might be one more dominant team than the other, it mostly depends on the player. So another player could make one team look like the best, another player could make another team look like the best. But there obviously will be arguments, but it's not about what's actually the best. It's more so just a range so people can have a good guide on what are the best teams. And we can actually see how the meta can actually develop throughout the years to come as well. So it's good to look back sometimes if we're being honest. But yeah, besides from that, this is just my opinion. One team could be better than the other. Let me know if you have any teams that you think could easily be in the top 5. And also what was I gonna say? I can't be forgetting while I'm doing the video recording. Damn, there will be some honorable mentions. That's it. There's usually some honorable mentions. I can't guarantee there will be honorable mentions, but there usually is honorable mentions, so that I could just mention a few teams if there's that many teams that I can fit into the meta and I actually compete in. But yeah, without further ado, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. I believe we are about 700 away, something like that. So if you're new here, consider pressing that red button, getting the sub count up for the community, for the Zinobis. Also, help me, help you, help you, help me. It goes both ways. All my social media links are going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link, all in the description below. So make sure to check me out on all of those. But yeah, man, I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into this video now. Alright, so cool. The first team we have in this video is actually Fusion Warriors. It'd actually be an actual crime to not mention this team. A literal crime. With the release of Ultra Super VEGITO and the Zenkai for Zenkai VB. Ultra Super Gogeta returning as well, just prior to the anniversary, I believe. Or prior to part 2. I don't remember, but he returned. And his dominance in the meta, it doesn't make sense to not mention this team. Fusion Warriors is absolutely insane. And they get like 1 or 2 drops a year. It's crazy. They're just so reliable, generally speaking. For probably half the year, they're probably a top 5 team, undeniably. Just based on the fact that they always get a hype drop at least once a year, which is stupid. But let's look at the characters they've got. So for the blues, they got USG, Ultra Super Gogeta over here. And they've also got the VB Zenkai that dropped this anniversary, 4th anniversary. Green, they got G4, but I don't feel like any of the greens are necessary. But they do have him. He is the option if you're going to use a green. Purple, bring Super VEGITO. Make sure to get him Zenkai. For yellow, Ultra Super VEGITO, of course. But if you don't have him, you could also just put this guy here because he actually gives a health buff, which is very valuable. Health is very, very valuable. Do not underestimate it. And then for the red, nobody really runs a red, but because Ultra Super VEGITO has come out, this guy here has become more valuable for his Z ability because he actually gives the extra 20% to strike attack for Vegitos, which is dope. And if you put USG on the leader, he also gets that, which is dope. But you could run Corrupted Zamasu on leader because he is a Fusion Warrior. That mixes up sometimes. I don't advise doing it, but you could. This guy's really outdated, but he can do bits, maybe last stand, but he's not going to be a last standing warrior, is he? Just gonna tap his face because he's there, just because he's there. But Fusion Warrior is a team that undeniably has to make this list. If they're not in your top 5 teams, I don't know what you're thinking. Gotta put them in there. They are number 1 on the list for this best teams of the month. Fusion Warriors, featuring Super VEGITO, the Ultra unit. Alright, we got number 2 now. Number 2, we've actually got movies, but I've got MUI Goku on the leader. And he works perfectly as the leader unit on this team. A lot of people run this variation. It's movies just flat out, but I have to mention the leader option because that's actually changed the whole dynamic of the game. MUI is the best option as a leader on movies. I've seen a lot of people try to integrate USV, but I wouldn't do that because that just doesn't work. Double yellow is not going to work because Tapion is a very important member on the team, and I've also seen a lot of people actually put Ultra Super Gogeta, which you can also do. The unit I'm missing that you actually do need is actually Super Saiyan 3 boy. Over here, Dragon Fist Goku, who I don't have. He is the core of the team. If you don't have him, you shouldn't even be running movies. I'll be honest, just give up on your dreams. Just give up on your dreams. I don't have him, so I don't run the team. But they do have some options here and there. Ultra Super Gogeta would be a blue if you're going to use him. I'd advise putting him on leader because of his ultra ability, the way it works. I believe it's specifically for Fusion Warriors, and if he's not running with Fusion Warriors, which he won't be on movies, then he's missing out on about 30% damage inflicted and key recovery that he could be getting. So definitely make sure to put him on the leader if you're running him on movies. Briss Broly got a Zenkai. If you got him high stars, I guess run him. I personally don't like him, but he is a good option to use. For the green, it has to be Dragon Fist Goku. I don't advise using anybody else. This Goku here did get a Zenkai though, and he is very, very tanky. I just wouldn't advise really running him on the movies. Offensively as well, it's not that. It's not that. But they got the Zenkai buff option here with the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Zenkai buff option here. This Broly here is pretty neat. People have been running Revhan and Blue Bros, which is why I had them on my setup. People have actually been using Revhan because obviously he has some support capabilities, builds up a lot of damage, and he actually has explosive green card after the revival. And the revival, of course, just got to mention that. That's probably his biggest selling point. But Blue Bros, people need to let go of them, but they are option nonetheless. Yellow, Tapion. He must bring Tapion. If you're not bringing Tapion, don't bring a yellow. And then for red, don't really need a red again. I've seen some people try to bring out Bojack. I still think you don't need a red at all, but you guys probably run movies more than me, so anybody that runs movies that's serious about me, let me know if you guys need a red. I don't think you do. That's why there's MUI on the leader, because if you want a red, then you can get one there. But that would be movies, man. Movies is a very solid team. If it's not Fusion Warriors I'm seeing the most, it's definitely movies, man. Probably movies more than Fusion Warriors because people got sucked into the second part. Ultra Super Vegito wasn't so friendly on his banner and people just don't have him. So I've been seeing a lot more solid movies teams because of the Dragon Fist Goku banner than Fusion Warriors. But that's not to say one's better than the other. I'm just saying what I've seen more. Let me know what you guys have seen more. That's number 2 here. We got movies. Number 3 on this list, and I like it because I've got my red hat on, you know, so we're going to be going through red, purple. Now, this is basically just a God Key variation, so I'm going to half it with God Key. So I'm going to count this basically as 2 teams, so I'm going to put like, this is number 3, so it'll be 3 and 4. Red, purple is a very solid team. I'm missing 2 of the core units, so I can't build it, and it's so upsetting, but it's a very solid team nonetheless. It comprises of MUI, the tag androids, Android 17 and 18, and then the other option would be the purple Whis. Whis is a very good buffer for his team, and he also causes a lot of disruption for the enemy. The tag droids are literally a one-man army, 2 units in one, literally. Tag switch, very valuable, and in general they just build up so much, and just they'll be comboing you longer than Kao Ken and doing more damage, which is crazy. And then MUI is MUI, dodging everything, bro, dodging all the holes. Because nobody likes that guy, bro. He's dodging everything. That guy really, really annoying. The droid's really, really annoying. And then Whis is just the sprinkles on the cake. Or whatever you want to call it. Whatever the saying is. The icing on the cake. It's just crazy. If I was to build another God Key setup, it would be the green, yellow composition. Which I can actually build that for you right now. So, excluding this red, purple setup. So, you imagine that the droids are the leader. You got Whis here. Whis getting Zenkai buff by this person. I believe Rose actually Zenkai buffs powerful opponent, but I'll just make sure. Yeah, there you go. The powerful opponent Zenkai buff. And this guy here is given HP, which is actually very, very valuable. And critical, actually. So, that's dope for all of the members because the droids will be on leader. That's that would be your setup. But if I'm going for a green, yellow composition, I'll just take off all of these, keep that Goku there because he's a HP buffer. But what you do is you click Vegeta, you click Beerus, he's going to be a Zenkai buffer. You click Vados, I'm going to put Vados on leader, but usually it'd be Kao Ken. Kao Ken kind of fell off, so. But I have seen a lot of people actually put USV on. It's something you could do if you want to consider it. Up to you. But the reason why Kao Ken works because obviously you Zenkai buff him. there's not a straight Saiyan Zenkai buffer besides from the Super Vegeta, but his Z ability doesn't work well because nobody else is a Super Saiyan, which is why Kaioken works so well. But I feel like this team is kind of outdated, but if it's going to be any other God Key setup that isn't the red purple setup, it's going to be this one. You could even swap out the yellow and then go for MUI instead, but then you'd have to just take another regular Z ability, so I might just go VB for 6. VB for 6 because it's Z ability strike. I don't know. There's a lot of things you can change here and there. Green, green, red, green, green, yellow, red, red, purple. God Key is going for the color route recently. It's not just one of each color. But generally speaking, it's a very, 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 very valuable team. So do not sleep on it. I'm gonna count that as 3 and 4 because I did almost take up two at the times, but yeah, the green, green, yellow works very well. I'm not even gonna lie. The Zenkai buff potential for it is dope as well. Don't be trying to run no purples. They're outdated on God Key. Low key. Yellows, Kaioken, I guess you can do some work, but I wouldn't advise because the MUIs in the meta and the droids in the meta, it's all a long day if you try to do some magician stuff. Like, you're not him. Like, he's not him. I'm talking to Kaioken, not you. But yeah, that is number 3 and number 4 on this team. On this list, we've got God Key coming under the color variants or whatever you want to go and call it. This is going to be the last team on the list outside of honorable mentions, if I have any. We got Super Saiyans here. Super Saiyans is basically an offspring of fusions. It's Fusion Warriors, but you just put Bardock on the squad. Basically speaking, USG, USV, the main 2 Fusion Warriors that you would actually use. You put Bardock on the spot, and then you bring your double Zenkai buffers. So if I go out here, if we look at this Gohan, if you have him, it's very useful because he actually Zenkai buff Super Saiyan. His Z ability is not as useful because it's Son Family and Hybrid Saiyan, but it's something you can have for the Zenkai ability. But you could also do something like this. So if I take off the filters that I have, go to Extreme, you could actually run this Boo or this Android here. If you look at the Z abilities, Android 14 here, he actually gives strike and strike, attack, and defense, which is very valuable. It's 50% as well. It's not just the regular low amount. So that's that. Boo, I believe it's something slightly different. You can see the blue, purple, strike, and blast defense. So it's just down to you, whichever one you want to use. But you could also go for the Zenkai buff if you want some just blast offspring here and there. But generally speaking, Super Saiyan works very well as a blue, blue, yellow composition as well. I don't even think there's much variation for this team. There's really not. Like, maybe you could run Broly if you don't have USG, because he did get his platinum equipment and the criticals will come in handy. Catch people off guard if you get the platinum equipment at a good amount, and obviously have 2 other good equips. Wouldn't recommend running Super Vegito or the Zenkai 7 LF. It's just not as valuable as USG. People have tried to run this Trunks, but after his main ability, he's not as useful. So basically, it just shorthands you at USV and USG. These are your main options if you're going to be running Super Saiyan, and I'd say nothing more. But that would really conclude the team. Super Saiyans is nothing more than just Fusion Warriors with Bardock on the squad. That's what it is at this point with the release of Ultra Super Vegito. But they're going to make the number 5 spot on this list, and it's also going to be the conclusion of the top 5. So yeah, they're number 5 Super Saiyans. I did say it was possible for some honorable mentions, but honestly, I don't think there's any teams that need an honorable mention, because the top 5 PvP it was quite diverse, but with the release of Ultra Super Vegeta, I think it very much slimmed down who's really up and who's not. Like, Ultra Super Vegeta was cutting down the options that we have in ranked PvP so fast. And honestly, it basically feels like I'm only seeing a set selection of teams, which is why I only have 5 teams on this list. If I've missed out any, let me know, because obviously it's my opinion. It's also should have said this at the start. This was the one thing that I wanted to remember, and instead I talked about honorable mentions. It's not just based on what teams are the best, but what people are using the most. That's what would make it for the month. Because there are a lot of teams that are not necessarily the best, but given a certain banner or certain thing, it might make them used more than another team. So for example, a Hybrid Saiyan team that is pimped out to the max, it's still gonna be better than a lot of the meta teams that you see, simply because that team is cracked. But everybody summon and the boost takes factor, so it's just easier to get these teams and just build them at a lower level and do damage and beat a lot of people. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want to feel like I'm waffling, but I might be. I don't know, man. It happens sometimes, but to the best of us. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think the list is very valid. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. Like I said, we are about 700 away. So consider pressing that red button, man. Helps me, help you, help me. Goes both ways. No teachers on my channel, so you do need to sub. Yes, sir. Besides from that, all my social media links are going to be at the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below, so make sure to check me out on all of those. But I'm gonna leave it like that, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. Oof. My name's Zakashi, guys. I don't know why I took off my glasses, but I'll see you guys in the next one, man.
Please, lend me your energy!